We were talking about, before you
Yeah.
froze, we were talking about
Uh,
your, okay.
my one philosophy.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I preach most is consistency. I'll get to that in a bit, but the first thing that I try to tell all of my clients is the fact that you have one body. You have one
Correct.
body.
Okay, you
What?
were just, you paused and I thought that you were gone.
No, no, I'm still here. So, yeah, so I tell everyone that you have one body and one lifetime. There's, I mean, until now, you can't replace your body parts properly. I mean, you can get a heart transplant and stuff. But if you completely mess up your body, if you have diabetes or if you have any other disease, there's really no way to reverse all of that action. So if you have to live 60, 70, 80 years, and you have to live with the one thing that you've been given that is the only constant in your life, there's there is just a little bit of an effort that you should probably put in to making sure you don't ruin it. So
Hmm.
that is the one thing that I always try to teach people, because that's when I realized this thing. That's when I really got into fitness, and not even just fitness, just being healthy, staying healthy. Because if your body isn't healthy, your brain will also be unhealthy. If you are sick, your mind will also be sick. You will not have a good mindset. You will not be happy. If you have something like diabetes, which you give yourself because of what you eat, then you will never truly be happy with the actions that led to that happening. So I feel like that's one of the most important things that I try to teach people, कि ये एक दफा ये जिस्म खराब हो जाता है तो फिर इसको सही करना बहुत मुश्किल होता
और ये बहुत होता है कि like for instance if I'm stretching or like for instance I can't do the splits, right? And my friends are like, oh, why can't you do it? Aren't you fit? And I'm like, yes, now I'm relatively more fit than I was earlier, but even now I have to unlearn all those years of my life when I wasn't, fit and I wasn't working out. So even this amount of time or even these amount of years are a lot for the body to unlearn and to become a different kind of a body.
है. And
So
we're young.
yeah,
We're very young. Right? It takes time. It's a
yeah,
journey. So with fitness, I feel like one of the biggest misconceptions is कि आप जिम जाना शुरू हो गए हैं और आपने खाना सीख शुरू कर दिया है ना, तो बस ऑन है, मतलब आप सब कुछ कर सकते हो. वाह, क्यों क्यों नहीं आप कर सकते? Just like your friends are asking you why you can't do the splits. That's the same kind of expectation that everyone else has as well. So all of my clients, after 4 weeks they haven't lost 6 kgs, they will, even though I've told them a bunch of times कि ये नहीं होगा ना, हम इसके लिए aim करेंगे, they will still kind of be disappointed, because this is just the thought process that is mainstream. That is how everyone thinks. So I feel like with this I always try to tell people कि you took however many years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, जितने भी साल आपने लगाए to bring your body to this certain point जिस पे आप मेरे पास आए हो.
hmm.
अब आप कैसे एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो कि वो सारा डैमेज या वो जो आपकी मतलब एक इंटरनल वायरिंग हुई है, योर बॉडी adapts to situations a certain way, it works a certain way. How can you expect your body to just change itself
Yeah,
within 1 month, you know? And you can't even build a physique within that much time also. Like it takes fitness professionals years. If you're a natural athlete, it takes years to build a physique. Like मैं हर साल अपने आप को हर समर में देखता हूँ कि अच्छा, इस समर से लेके इस समर तक मेरी इतनी इतनी improvements आई हैं बॉडी में. Because your body can't just, if you want to be a bodybuilder, तो ये नहीं है कि साल में आप you're gonna put on like 20 kg of muscle and stuff like that. So it takes a while. It's a journey for everyone.
so like I mean, how much time do you dedicate to working out every day? And then I'm sure you probably cook your own food and stuff. So like इट्स अ फुल टाइम जॉब, बहुत वक्त लग जाता है ये सब करने में. और ये भी लाइक कभी कभी you need special things from the superstore that are not in your house, otherwise if you go and get those things, and then with stuff like shakes and stuff, you have to go and you have to get the fruit and all of that stuff. So how do you manage, and how much time do you dedicate to these things?
So in terms of nutrition, it takes a while. Like if you are not meal prepping and if you're cooking every meal fresh, then expect to be in the kitchen for an hour or two a
Oh,
day. Because yeah, like it's like what you said. It's a full-time job. If you want to cook for yourself, तो फिर तो मतलब बहुत time लग जाएगा. But so the thing that I do is that I meal prep. So for example, one of the things that are constant within my diet is my protein. So what I would do is कि अगर मैंने chicken खाना है, so I will get my chicken, but I'll get it in bulk. So I'll get like 2 kgs, for example, which will last me 4 to 5 days. So what I will do is that I will cook it all within one sitting, और मैं उसको बस एक like airtight container के अंदर रख के and I'll put it in the fridge. And every time I need to have chicken, I'll just pull some out into the microwave, and you can eat it. So I feel like there's certain ways where you can make it easier for you, because otherwise it can get really hard, and it gets hard to the point where it becomes a deterrent
mm,
to you getting healthier, or you adapting a better lifestyle, because no one wants to be in the kitchen all the time. So I
yeah.
feel like meal prep is very important.
So, I mean, coming to like exercise itself, are there any like, for instance, जब लोग आते हैं, are there any misconceptions that they have about working out कि हम ये कर लेंगे तो बस abs आ जाएं? I know, by the way, guys, for whoever is listening, I bug Zarrar a lot and I bombard him with a lot of questions, a lot of fitness questions, which are basically मैंने conclusions reach की होती हैं सारे blogs और बस सारी videos और सब देख के, and then I ask him those questions and he always answers them, but I really wonder what he thinks when he reads those questions. So like
So it's not even like a hey, it's like a Zarrar dot question.
all time, Zarrar. So like when I'm doing oblique crunches, do I do this? Do I do that? And she's like, what are you saying?
I mean, I find it pretty cute that people do this to me, because like I've been through the same process, which is why I can empathize with everyone who asks me questions.
Yeah.
Because मेरे पास नहीं होता था कोई ये सवाल पूछने के लिए, तो मैं अगर एक चीज की कंक्लूजन निकाल चुका होता था, तो मैं उसको वापस गूगल करता था, which is worse because then I get even more confused.
Yeah.
So it's fun, like in terms of like even clients, they will ask me, like they'll message me like at like 4 a.m. कि आज मेरी diet में ये था, or I ate, I didn't eat well today, I ate this today, I feel really bad. So it's sort of like a full-time job also to keep people motivated, because if I then start to ignore them, I can't hear you.
Oh my God, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying that when they message you, you should be like, I'm not your therapist, but it was a joke and you missed it.
I think I'm not just Coach Zarrar, I'm also a lifestyle Coach Zarrar now. So
Yeah.
life coach, not lifestyle, just the life coach.
Right.
Because see, when and this is one of the most beautiful things about being a fitness trainer, is that your clients will come to you with all sorts of problems. वो उनके न्यूट्रिशन के मसले भी हो सकते हैं, उनके घरेलू मसले भी हो सकते हैं. मतलब उनको, if they're not feeling good about anything, it will obviously translate. What?
घरेलू मसले तो नहीं उन्हें लाने चाहिए.
आ जाते हैं, because every issue in their life which gets them down, it will always translate their fitness somehow. So it's not like they tell me कि मुझे मतलब अपने मियाँ से issues हो रहे हैं या अपनी अपनी बीवी से whatever, but they will sort of put it out there that I'm going through this, and I'm going through a tough time and it's hard for me to work out or eat well. What should I do? So that happens a lot.
So that's, I mean, you're a very hands-on instructor, it seems, because you really answer all kinds of queries, which is how it should be. Because, I mean, again, like we discussed, fitness is a very holistic thing. But I don't know, it's a very, even though abhi, like हमारी generation में fitness is an industry that a lot of people are becoming a part of and they're very keen to join it, but it's also a career that's not the norm, at least not in Pakistan. So, I mean, how does it feel to? I know that for me, part of the reason that I was also keen to become a Pilates instructor was because I thought, it'll be like a flexible kind of a career, lol. It'll be a flexible kind of career, and then I can also pursue acting, I can also pursue comedy, and it just works well together because to do those other things, you also have to be fit and all of that. But for you, like, I mean, how does it feel to be a part of an industry that is not the norm? And I mean, backlash to koi hota hoga, I'm sure. I mean,
So
yeah.
even in the past 2 or 3 years that I've been part of this industry, I feel like it's gotten better. I remember when I joined AimFit, so at that point, like, when I was graduating, so whenever people would talk to my mom and dad, they would be like, oh, Zarrar, kya kar raha hai ab? So, and as soon as you graduate, like most people don't have a job, the second they graduate. It takes some time. It took me a while. It took me a few months to get, a job that I was comfortable with doing, because I had this idea of what kind of job I wanted to do after I graduated. So I was working at AimFit, but then I was also looking for like corporate jobs. So I feel like my parents would also not know how to at that point tell people कि मतलब ये क्या करता है, because even it was weird for them as well, because no one had done anything like this in the family. And मतलब एक group fitness instructor उनके लिए एक बहुत नई चीज थी. It was
Yeah.
completely out of the blue for them. So I feel like there is, because you've always seen gym coaches, the normal desi gym coach. तो उसकी वजह से I feel like now that our generation is coming into this and our idea of fitness is completely different, our way of teaching people is completely different than the gym coaches that we grew up with. So it's a completely new industry, I feel, that we are bringing forward. And so in the start, it was hard. So because when you tell people, okay, oh, I'm a fitness instructor, they're like, oh, are you
Oh,
doing it for fun? Huh, so it's like,
what?
you know,
Are you
they
doing?
don't say it, but you can see it on their face, that because it's not the norm. It's not the corporate, the normal corporate job that everyone wants to get into.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people assume that there's not much money in it, or matlab या उनके हिसाब से इसमें इज्जत नहीं है or whatever. But I've learned that it's getting much better. Like now, when I tell people that I'm a fitness professional, they're actually like, most people will now be like, "Oh, that's cool," you
Mm.
know, because more people are now getting into fitness.
But
More
why?
people are looking for it.
I mean, why do you think कि लोग समझते हैं कि इसमें इज्जत नहीं है? Because like I spoke to a few the normal gym instructors, general gym instructors at this gym I was going to, and वो भी उनका भी यही था कि oh, after we get married हम तो छोड़ देंगे क्योंकि इसमें तो इज्जत नहीं है कि वो. I mean, not saying कि it's justified when people think कि for instance जो showbiz है उसमें लोग समझते हैं कि नहीं ये नहीं करना चाहिए वो, not that it's justified, but I understand what they mean कि you have to work odd hours, you have to travel, stuff like that. It's not acceptable. Not saying that it's valid, but I'm just saying I get what they're thinking. But with fitness I don't really understand, because it could be like a regular 9 to 5 job, and it's just that you just don't go to an office, you go to a gym or you go to a studio. So I don't understand where that comes
I feel like for them, for the generation that our parents belong to, for them, because they're so career oriented, they're so they're so into the whole growth thing कि आप एक career में जाते हो, step by step आप grow करते हो, हर साल हर 2 साल बाद आपकी promotion होती है, ये वो. So I feel like for them it's like a very stagnant kind of profession. That's what I feel that they might think, because कोई मतलब एक job type का scene तो नहीं होता ना. There's no promotion that you can get. You can maybe go to a better gym, you can charge more, but for the most part you are doing the same thing, and there's no hierarchy that you could go through apart from becoming a gym manager or something like that.
But do you think this whole industry has growth? Like, I mean, because the thing is कि already इतना focus हमारी अपनी fitness पे होता है कि to be a fitness instructor, you yourself have to be fit, you have to work out, and it's not easy because we're also humans, sometimes we have bad days, sometimes we feel lazy, sometimes we want to eat whatever we want to eat. So it's a lot of pressure like that on our bodies, and like mental health and physical health and all of that. So I don't know, even I think about this case, even right now, being in this industry is a lot. Like, you have to keep constantly training yourself every day or every other day. So I think about it in the long term, and I सोचती हूँ कि is it sustainable? Like, can you do it when you like not just, you don't only have to worry about yourself, you have to worry about a family, you have to provide for a home, So I just feel like, I mean, I don't know if it's something that, not saying that older people aren't in fitness, there's so many people who've done this for years, but just like, how do you see it? Is it sustainable? Like,
I feel like it's sustainable if so what I've seen within the fitness industry is that people start out as instructors or influencers or whatever, आप कुछ लोग fitness modeling में चले जाते हैं, but eventually everyone ends up having their own business. Whoever is successful within this industry, successful in terms of making money. I feel like all of them, the path that is common between all of them is that they start their own fitness businesses. So it could be selling, fitness gear, clothes, starting up a gym, starting up a company which has other personal trainers that work for you. So I feel like within this industry, because uh, एक age I feel like आएगी when I wouldn't want to be uh, taking fitness classes. Like, if I'm 50 years old, for example,
50 तो
or
बहुत दूर है अभी.
whatever, like it's still something that you have to keep in your mind. So even if I'm 45, I might not be taking group fitness classes at that point. So in that term, you have to prepare yourself for your growth within this industry. So if you don't want to be taking personal training classes or training people in person at a certain point in your life, then you have to prepare yourself for it. You either make sure that you have other streams of earning in your life, you have other businesses or other jobs that you do, or you have businesses within this industry. So I feel like at 25 right now, I'm already trying to prepare for, when I'm 40.
And that's the way it should be, because it's, I mean, going digital also feeds into all of that, because that means that you don't have to be so hands on all the time. Because
Yeah,
once,
for me, going digital means that I can do other things that I like. Because fitness, see, I'm super passionate about fitness. This is what I want my career to be. But at the same time, there's other things that I really enjoy that I might not find the time for if I'm taking, group classes or person training classes every day, things like modeling or acting. There's so many things that I have the projects that I haven't taken on because I don't want to, skip my classes. मैं अपने clients से छुट्टी नहीं लेना चाहता. So I feel like going digital will give me time to pursue other careers that I want to get into, because I'm not the kind of person who can do just one thing. I
yeah,
always like, मैं एक चीज में घुसता हूँ तो फिर मेरी कोशिश होती है कि मैं उसमें बेस्ट हूँ. तो अगर फिर if I try to get into acting or whatever, if I try to I really enjoy cooking. I might start up my own cooking show, online or on YouTube or something. So when I try to do things, I try to be the best at them. So right now I'm trying to just be the best within fitness, or being the best online trainer within Pakistan. Hopefully one day, soon, soon. And after that, I have other goals that I want to achieve also. So I feel like it'll give me space to do all the things that I want, because I can't be stagnant and just do one thing. That's
Mm.
just not me.
So you quit your marketing job. How is that? How is it working in a corporate?
It wasn't bad, to
Hmm.
be honest. It wasn't bad. I had a really good job. I was very comfortable. My timings were great. मतलब मैं उसके साथ साथ पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग क्लासेस भी लेता था. मैं उसके साथ साथ अपनी भी मतलब फिटनेस पूरी पूरी कर रहा था. So it was a good job. मतलब I was earning well for a fresh grad. So it was all going well. But at the same time, there was this thing at the back of my head, okay, this isn't what you can do for the rest of your life. Like, I'm someone who is really driven by their emotions. So if my heart tells me that you're not going to be able to do this for the rest of your life, abhi to tum kar rahe ho, but if you do this for 5 more years, you are just gonna drive your head into a wall. So it was that stress that was sort of getting to me by the end of the year and a half that I was working in corporate. And I was still doing fitness on the side, so I was taking my personal training classes. So I had like a good 11-hour work days every day. और मेरी जॉब में सैटरडेज भी ऑन थे. So मतलब मुझे मिलता भी सिर्फ संडे था ऑफ डे. So I was on the grind for a year and a half. Like, it was 24/7 everything for me, because at the back of my head I knew कि भाई आपने जाना फिटनेस में है, लेकिन आपको
Uh,
थोड़ा काम करना है पहले. Like, there's some structural work that you have to put into your fitness career. Like, you have to get better at being a personal trainer. You have to get certification. You have to learn more. So I feel like it was 1.5 year के अंदर I sort of accomplished those goals. I had to go through a rough grind. Days were hard. कभी कभी मेरा दिल नहीं चाहता था कि मैं क्लास में जाऊं. मैं दिल नहीं चाहता था कि मैं clients को train करूं. But it is what it is. You have to put in the work if you really want to achieve something. And I'm really driven by goals, and my goals made sure that I had to go through that hardship for that time. So after that, I had a talk with my dad, because I didn't want to be on like weird terms with my parents also. So I had a talk with my dad. I was like, you've seen me do this for so long, and this should make you by now realize that I am really, like, I'm into this, I'm passionate about this, and this is something that I want to do. So if it's cool with you, I would like to stop the corporate grind and get into this full time. I want to work in this industry for a little while, and then I want to start my own business. And this is the couple of ideas that I have. So what do you think about it? And he was like, fit, because
fit.
he saw.
Yeah.
Huh. Because he saw. I feel like anyone who wants to achieve something, you have to show people. If
Hmm.
you want to, if you want respect, if you want people to think of you the same way that you think of yourself, then you have to put in that effort first. तो वो मेरे लिए वो साल था. So after he agreed, I was like, I'm a quit. So then I.
Or I think कि करके भी पता चलता है, like you have to maybe work in a corporate setting to know that you don't want to do it. Like
True, true.
before graduating, I did this internship. I'm not gonna say where, but that internship really opened my eyes. I was just like, okay, मैं ऑफिस में नहीं कर सकती, कर ही नहीं सकती, because पूरा दिन I'd just be thinking, oh my god, मैं घर कब जाऊंगी, मैं घर कब जाऊंगी. And when I'd be doing their work, I'd be like, okay, I care about this, but I really don't. Like, मुझे नहीं फर्क. Like, their work wasn't meaningful to my life. कि what बस अब यही है कि मैं बस ये छोटे छोटे टास्क करूं और किसी और की कंपनी को बस आगे बढ़ाऊं.
Yes, exactly. There is no sense of achievement in making money for other people. That's what I feel. I
Yeah.
feel like if my work gets you millions, then I'm probably wasting a lot of skills that I have
Hmm.
for you to take advantage of me, in
Hmm.
some. So I feel like I would always give my all for my work when I was working corporate. मतलब मैं जो मुझे टास्क आती थी मैं बहुत अच्छे तरीके से करता था लेकिन it was just that feeling that in the back of your head that keeps telling you कि ये तो इसमें तो मजा नहीं आ रहा
This is
ये
not
तो नहीं
for
कर
me.
सकते
This is not for me.
yeah.
It is for
And
you, but it's not.
yeah,
No? तो वो होता है थोड़ा. But I would like to ask you one last thing, which is really random. What is the meaning of life, Zarrar?
what is the meaning of
Just
I feel like
say
the
what.
meaning of life is to get the best out of what of the hand that you've been dealt.
Hmm.
I feel like you can either complain, you can either be sad about the hand that you've been dealt, and matlab, I feel fortunate that the hand that I've been dealt has been acceptable for me. I'm very happy about my life, what I have, how my life has been. But I feel like the meaning of life is also to never be satisfied. Never be satisfied with what you have.
What do you mean?
To always strive to be better. Don't feel like you're at the top of the mountain in terms of anything. It could be your career, it could be how good of a person you are, it could be your personal growth, it could be aapki your home life. I feel like you shouldn't ever be super satisfied with anything because
Doesn't that like पता नहीं मुझे लगता है कि always thinking कि I should be better, I should be better. It just I
no,
didn't.
it's not about thinking I should be better. It's just about always being open to opportunities that could improve anything within your life, any aspect of your life.
So you probably mean cannot be satisfied as in always have room for new things or always have.
Improvement. I feel like a lot of people will always be satisfied with the person that they are. कि हाँ मतलब मैं तो ऐसे ही हूँ या अगर मेरी ये आदतें हैं तो बस ये ऐसे ही है ना अब इनको तो हम improve नहीं कर सकते. So that's what I mean. Just be open to improvement at all times and open to growth.
Because we think that हम ऐसे ही हैं but नहीं है हम ऐसे पैदा नहीं हुए थे हम एक साल पहले ऐसे नहीं थे 2 महीने ऐसे पहले ऐसे नहीं थे so we really think a lot of things about ourselves but we need to realize that they're only true in this moment and in this context these things have not always been there so that also shows like how much we can change and how much capacity we have for growth which is I think exponential, yeah. But thank you so much for being on this podcast, and it was great talking to you. And I
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad that I'm your first. Am I your first guest?
my first fitness guest, yes,
Awesome.
I had
That
first
that's
and
something.
guest already, but yeah, my first fitness guest.
I'm also surprised Baji didn't make an entrance, but I'll let it go.
Baji is. I'll tell you what she's doing later.
And just on that Baji point, I was just watching a few of your Baji videos yesterday, and I really want to suffer right now. मैं बहुत mood है
We're all
suffer करने का, लेकिन हम suffer नहीं कर सकते
suffering.
आजकल.
We're always suffering, or now more so in this pandemic, is just suffering. मैं तो सोची थी कि मुझे वो वीडियो बनानी ही नहीं चाहिए थी फिर शायद कोरोना ना होता like maybe I sent out some message into the universe that I love suffering
Jinxed it.
and the
You
universe
jinxed it.
said ये लो take that but
पर
yeah
करें आप.
now I have to unsuffer the suffering yeah Thank you
But
so
yeah,
much.
thanks for having me on.
And peace and take care of yourself. And I will see you again.
Stay strong, everyone, in these weird times, in these strange times. And I hope everyone who's watching is okay. And if there's any positivity that you got out of our conversation, I'm super happy about that.